No peace for Target shoppers, especially mothers, after the Target Corporation implements a new policy. While most are celebrating the World Cup, others take to the streets and riots and protests. And a man almost lost his life while making a stop for gas at the gas station, and all of this was caught on tape. These stories and more start now on Pirate News Network.
From the School of Communication Studio at East Carolina University, this is Pirate News Network.
Good afternoon, I'm Chastidy Ridley. Welcome to the Pirate News Network. Protests erupted Sunday night in Rio de Janeiro over World Cup spending. Demonstrators tried to reach the stadium where Argentina was playing against Bosnia. Fred Politican reports police used stun grenades and tear gas to disperse the crowds.
Clashes erupted here late in the evening in Rio as a demo tried to make it to the Maracanã Stadium where a World Cup match was being staged. The riot police was deployed very quickly. They started using tear gas as the protesters got very close to the Maracanã Stadium. They also used stun grenades as well to try and disperse the crowds. Right now, the crowds have started running away. This was a demonstration that started out very peacefully. It wasn't many people, maybe about 300 that were protesting social issues here in Brazil. Of course, also against the World Cup, which they feel doesn't benefit the people of this country. And then at some point, it degenerated into the violence that we saw. The clashes were not too violent. They were fairly minor. But again, the police deploying tear gas very, very quickly as the protesters moved in close to the venue where a World Cup match is being held. Kurt Loken, CNN, Rio de Janeiro.
Thousands of moms are taking on open gun policies. It's all a part of an organization that now has its sights set on retail giant Target. Jenny Doreen reports.
This is no ordinary walk in the park. These are moms on a mission.
I just think it's crazy the way it's gone, this whole carrying guns in stores.
Tony Gallego of Dallas took her granddaughter downtown and parked her stroller outside of Target's annual shareholders meeting. She wants the retail giant to have a change of heart and consider a change of policy.
When I go to Target or when I go to any store, any restaurant, I want to be able to have peace.
All these local women, along with more than 200,000 Target customers across America, are petitioning for a ban on shopping with guns in plain sight.
Put it in your purse, put it in your car, put it in your pocket, whatever you need to do, but it doesn't need to be out in the open. That's wrong.
Their frustration is fueled by a scary discovery last week at a Target store in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. A loaded gun was found in the toy aisle.
I went to Target yesterday, and I was actually scared.
This protest by moms demand action for gun sense in America also comes on the heels of several demonstrations by gun rights activists here in North Texas.
People want to go shop, go out to eat, be out in their communities, and not encounter armed individuals.
Chris Donahue with Open Carry Tarrant County emailed me in part, the gun control debate will not be decided by Target or any other brand. Our fight is at the legislative level, and while we strongly oppose their message, we stand behind their right to express it.
I need to feel safe when I go into Target. I don't want to be looking around for somebody with a gun, and how do I know if he's a good guy with a gun or a bad guy with a gun?
The Target Corporation is looking for other alternatives to keep shoppers safe, but they also wish to abide by federal and state regulations. One priest killed and another one injured during an attack at the Catholic Church in Phoenix, Arizona. We were able to interview police sergeant Steve Martos, who gave us some details on this story.
Well, at this point, I'm getting reports that the injured priest, the 58-year-old victim, is currently in critical but stable condition. We were able to speak with him briefly last night, despite the severe injury that he has sustained. We gathered a little bit of information, however, it'll still be some time before we'll be able to talk to him to gather more information.
There are no suspects at this time, but the investigation is ongoing. We got an amazing rescue caught on tape, a noisy bear, and a pair of unlikely pals. Southern Safari has today's Look at This.
Take a look at this. A man who just missed being hit by a car and burned in an explosion ran back to save a driver's life. Police say a 69-year-old driver blacked out and hit a gas pump, sparking a fire.
Next thing I knew, the pump was coming down on top of me.
You can see off-duty State Trooper John Vesio was able to get away. Then he turned around and ran back to save the driver from the fire.
Do you feel like a hero? I just feel like me.
Take a look at this black bear romping through a Portland, Oregon neighborhood. The bear broke through several fences, prompting neighbors to call 911. Wildlife officers eventually tranquilized the bear after it ran up a tree. Crews then used a ladder and harness to safely remove the animal and relocate him to another area. And a cheetah cub and puppy have become best friends at the San Diego Zoo. Zookeepers paired the cub with a puppy after the cheetah's mother rejected him and had to be hand-raised. Zoo officials say the pup's body language tells the cub there's nothing to fear. For Take a Look at This, I'm Sunlin Serfati.
Now let's take a look at our weekend weather forecast. We have scattered showers throughout the weekend, so it may be safe to have your umbrella on standby. But don't cancel any plans you may have just yet, because the sun will be shining all weekend with highs on Saturday at 94 degrees. And this is Chastidy Ridley. Thank you for watching Pirate News Network.